have it. Connor McDavid has signed a deal with the Edmonton Oilers. Was it what everybody expected?
I don't think so.
Not at all.
I think everybody was expecting him to make a little bit more money than what he actually did get.
You know what? Everybody was expecting to do like 17, 18, maybe even 20 mil.
Mm-hmm.
But he signed for a 12.5 mil
for 3 years.
2 year.
2 years.
2 year
Not
contract. Because it includes this year. 3 years including this year. He's already under contract.
I see.
For 12.5 mil. He never got a raise or nothing like that. He left it wide open. The same amount he's getting his past contract for 2 years.
So what's the deal here? Why do you think he's doing something like that?
He is giving the Edmonton Oilers management a lifeline here. It's like he's giving them time to, and extra money and cap space to make sure the Edmonton Oilers win a cup.
Yeah, if you don't know, this does lead the team to getting I think it was 18.71 million in cap space as of next summer. So as of his current contract expiry, 18.71 million is available for the team. So imagine what kind of goalie you can then get, with that.
Yeah, we're hoping that they're going to get a goalie.
Yeah.
Right? Hopefully they will get a goalie. That is what they need. But it gives them a lot of room to do stuff, right? And McDavid has given them the opportunity. He put the management under a lot of pressure to get stuff done in the next 3 years so that they come home with a cup. And if not, he's gone. He's gone. He gave him 2 years.
Yeah.
2 year extension. That is it.
Do you think he's expecting big changes this year though? Because he's sticking around. Do you think he expects them to try to change things? Maybe get some better defensemen or something like that?
I think he plans to start right now.
Yeah.
Like, get a cup sooner than later. I don't think he wants to wait that full 3
How
years.
killer would that be if they actually made the final again? Going through LA, of course, because we all know who plays on LA.
Yes, yeah. Corey Perry.
Yes.
Well, I didn't see him in his debut. I didn't see him.
No, I didn't see him either.
But, I don't know. I'm sure he's still there.
Yeah. Somewhere in the back.
Somewhere in the background. Yeah, but Edmonton needs to go now. And if they don't do anything at all, which, I mean, McDavid has full control of his team right now. Full control. They do and say whatever he wants. He's given the opportunity. And if they don't, he's out. Guaranteed.
The crazy thing is he's doing exactly what we've been talking about should be done by these high-end players. Like, what's more important in this case? A Stanley Cup or making more money when you're already paid handsomely?
Yeah.
Like $12 million per year, right? We've seen Crosby do it in the past, and it's really refreshing to see if all these players that have they jive together, they have good chemistry, all realize what the weak link is. They all take a little bit less money so that they can afford a better team. I mean, what's the priority? Money or a Stanley Cup? For the player, Stanley Cup. For the agent, money.
Yeah, clearly for McDavid, money has no issue in the contract at all, right? His main focus is Stanley Cup winning, and that's it.
Yeah.
And if he can't do it in Edmonton, he will go and do it somewhere else. He made that very clear with this new contract that he signed. He wants to win in Edmonton. He's explained that. He's going on his word. He wants to win in Edmonton. But if he doesn't have that opportunity, even after he's given them all the tools to do it, right? Then, he's going to go win somewhere else. Yeah, where that might be, who knows? We'll have to see.
Those theories will have to wait.
In 3 years.
It's unfortunate, though, because I always like to see some drama and see where he's going. And I mean, now it's pretty set in stone. Either they make the changes and they get it done this year or the next 2 years. But now, here's a question. Do you really think a team like Edmonton Oilers, the management, can pull through in a clutch environment like this where you have one of the best players in the league, right? And you have some changes you have to make in 3 years, which is very, very quick.
Yes.
When there's not, like goaltender, for example, there's not a big pool of goaltenders to choose from. So how are you supposed to get one, even if you have 18 million in the cap?
Yeah, I mean, you got to think of something.
Yeah.
You got to make some sort of trade. You got to do something to get something in here in place so that they can be at that final again, right?
So here's the next question. If Edmonton Oilers was to make the changes to get a team that could actually do a cup run, would that just simply be changing the goalie, or would that look? What would that look like? You know, because now they have this money, they have the dedication of an all-star, and they also have some other all-stars signed, like Dry, for example, right?
Yeah.
What changes do they now need to make in order to get a team that can win the Stanley Cup? Because I, for one, am not an advocate of, they got to the cup twice in a row. They can do it again with the same team. Like, there's a lot of things changing around them. So is the same team that got to the cup final, I guess, the previous 2 years, going to be the same team that can get there again?
Well, I think besides a goaltender, they have to be a 4-line team.
Yeah.
Right? They have to have the depth in all 4 lines. If you look at the Florida Panthers, for example.
We always like using them as an example because they're such a good team.
They won 2 cups in a row in the last year, right? And they're
still looking good.
Yeah. And they're still looking good without Barkov, without Machuk.
Yeah.
Machuk.
Yeah.
Matthew Tkachuk.
Yeah, we got you.
Yeah, they have 4 lines that they can roll out at any time and can produce, right? Edmonton doesn't have that. They're a very good team, but if they want to do something other than goaltending, it's to get that 4 lines built. So at any point, they can throw a line out there and still be scoring goals, right? Defensive play has to be great. So that is some things they can work on, right?
Yeah.
Get some bigger bodies in there, I guess. I mean, you've got Darnell Nurse and Matthias Ekholm. But, I mean, you can bolster your lineups. Now that you have all that cap space, you don't have to go sign
an all-star.
An all-star, right?
Yeah.
Some big name. And you can go fill that gap with some really, really good talent for your 3rd and 4th line, right?
Yeah.
It's going to help bolster all that. And then be 4 lines deep like the Florida Panthers have been for their last few years. And any Stanley Cup team, if you want to win the Stanley Cup, you have to be able to trust all your lines to play.
That leads me to an interesting question, because obviously we've been talking a lot about Edmonton Oilers' weak performance and what the issue is, what the core issue is. Now, what if Skinner is actually a good enough goalie to get there, and they make the changes and they become a 4-deep team? Do we think that's enough to keep Skinner as a main goalie?
No.
And, well, just hear me out here.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
sometimes these goalies, they need to kind of go through those hard times to become better. Skinner's gone through the playoffs, and I mean, the past 2 years, he's gone through a lot of playoff games. And this last year, he almost made it all the way. He was playing phenomenally. And then he kind of broke down at the end of it there. But what if, kind of like a Fleury light bulb moment, because Fleury never used to be, as good as he is, obviously, in the latter years of his career. Yeah. He was always kind of hot or cold like that. And then all of a sudden, it's like a switch went off in like a few years. And he became the phenomenal goalie he is, whether it's based on the team that played around him, learning about how he plays, or maybe like the chemistry, or what it may be. Maybe it's the playoff experience that Fleury got that made him the goaltender who he is. What if Skinner is a similar story? So, I mean, it's tough it's easy to cut him short as to what he's done currently.
Yes.
But in the future, it's really tough to see where he's going to go. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe they're going to invest in some more goalie camps. I don't know, whatever they do to make him a better goalie. So I guess my question here would be, do you think that they would be able to be a Stanley Cup winning team if they didn't actually change the goalie, but instead they reinvested that money with distributing it over their lines to get a solid depth team?
Yeah, instead of focusing on the goaltending.
Exactly.
Well, focus on it a bit, but that direction you said, like get him through some more training and some more highly skilled coaches that can help him adapt to the goalie he wants to be, which, I mean, they could very well do that, right? Stuart Skinner's only 24 years old.
Yeah.
You got to remember that. Yeah. He's a young goaltender. His mustache makes him look like he's
I thought he was 30, for sure.
He's a 24-year-old goalie, so he's got a lot of time to advance, right?
That makes me see him so much different. I think I might be a Skinner fan now.
Yeah,
I think he's that young.
Yeah, he's 24 years old. He's not an old guy yet. He's got a lot of room he can grow, right? So if you get the right goalie coaches, training and stuff like that, maybe he can be, because he has proven he has taken him to the Stanley Cup Finals, right? 2 years in a row, right? So that you see some potential in Stuart Skinner. But how long can you ride on this when McDavid wants to win now, right?
Yeah.
McDavid wants to win now, and so does everybody else. But if they don't win now, they're going to lose McDavid. So do you take the chance and throw some money at getting Skinner trained up, or do you go find a goalie that can do it now?
Well, actually, you know what? Here's what I would do. And here's what I think they might do, just because it seems kind of logical. And they seem very, very dedicated on Skinner. What I would do is the easier fix to make right now is the depth problem. I don't know when Nurse's contract is up, but that's going to obviously free up a bunch more space as well. But build a deeper team. Keep Skinner in for the first year. So that's this year. Make some good trades, build a deeper team, right? Now, next year you have this cap space that's more cap space that's opened up. And we'll see how you perform in the playoffs. Tweak things a little bit, become a bit more depth of a team. Try out Skinner for one more year. Yeah. If it doesn't work, pay the dang bill and bring on a top tier and hope for the best.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If I was them, if I was the management, trying to think in the way that they think, that's probably what I'd do. Yeah. Personally, I would wait for the cap space to open up and get a new goaltender and have Skinner kind of swappable, especially because the money is there. But I mean, what do you think they're going to end up trying to do in the next 3 years?
Depending how the season starts this year, with Stuart Skinner being in net, is going to depend on what they do this year. I think if they're losing games and it's a goaltending issue, I think they're going to make a goaltending issue this year, or goaltending change this year. If Stuart Skinner can stand his ground and they're winning games like they have the last couple of years, I think they might hold off and build that rest of the roster and stuff like that, right? And kind of keep that goaltender on the back burner for the time being until they can figure something out. But yeah, like I said, it depends on how this year starts off and how it's going to go. Is I think the direction they're going to take from there. So they do have a little bit of time, but not a lot.
And here's how I see it too. They've also played Florida twice now in the Stanley Cup Finals, and Toronto Maple Leafs has gone maybe not through, but they've played Florida a decent amount. They play a similar style team in Tampa Bay Lightning. They always have a trouble with those types of teams. Now, the one lesson that they learned is they need to build a rougher and tougher team, one that can take a little more damage, be a little more physical, a lot more depth, which is a big reason why, in my opinion, they got rid of Marner, and they still are able to score goals, no problem, it seems, and we'll see how long that lasts for, but they have a fairly deep team. With a goalie that's not necessarily the best. I would put him on right now on a even playing field as Skinner. That's in Stolarz.
I think he's a better goalie than Skinner.
You do? I mean, it's opinion, right?
Yep.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know stats off the top of my head as to which one's better, but obviously, they're both goaltenders. Both of them lost to Florida Panthers. Well, the one got injured because of them.
Didn't finish it. Yeah.
But regardless, the point that I'm trying to make is that Edmonton Oilers doesn't play them as often, has not played them as often in the playoffs in the past, let's say, decade. And let's look at the changes that Toronto Maple Leafs is making, and let's try to maybe make similar changes that need to be made in order to have a team that can defeat them, and teams like that, right, in the Stanley Cup Finals. So, and I think that depth is the number one thing. It's that's why I think Edmonton is probably going to play that card and try to build the depth, because they're taking note from the teams trying to play against the team that takes them down.
Yeah. So I agree with you. I think the depth is going to be a priority if we can keep Skinner at bay, and they still have Calvin Pickard, I do believe, as a backup. I think I haven't.
And they got that new guy though. Who's?
Yeah, they had.
He's playing for the farm team though, I think.
Yeah, he's on.
AHL.
AHL right now.
I can't remember his name.
Right now.
He's a young guy too, though. But
yeah. He's. We'll see what happens. What he does with him. He hasn't been at training camp. That's why he's down here. But I do think he will take the backup spot. Over Pickard. Eventually.
Likewise.
But they have to get him up to speed before that.
Yeah.
Because he's been out of the NHL for a while. So. Yeah, the goaltending though remains an issue.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they bolster all the lines up and get some tougher guys in there. 4-line defensemen, forwards that can score goals on third and fourth line.
Yeah,
right. And I think they can. I think they have a very good chance of making another cup run.
Yeah,
I really, really do think so. And if McDavid plays the way he does every single year, I don't think they'll have too much of an issue getting back there. but it's one of the toughest trophies in hockey, or toughest trophies in all of sport to win. So the chances of getting back there are usually not great if you've been there a couple of times, as the stats tend to say.
Yeah.
But
wouldn't that be something though? Hey.
3 in a row.
Yeah. I mean, see him make it and actually win it, and
wouldn't that? Yeah.
Yeah, and then but the thing is that if you can actually fight through it and win a cup here, your team is a dynasty. Like I know they haven't won 3 yet, right? But they've made it to the final 3 times, and they have a core not a core. I don't like that word, but they have a team that's just getting started.
That's what McDavid used, actually. He said when he was in his press conference talking about his deal, he said the reason why he did this is try to keep that core together for a few more years while they can build around it, and he wants that core to win a cup.
Yeah.
That's what he wants. So, we'll see what happens. There's not a lot of time for them to make something happen. 3 years, it seems like a lot of time, but those go back by pretty quick once you look at it, right? And especially if you're going to try to make some changes this year, things are going to have to adapt, and with the new changes, and hopefully win a cup within the next few years.
Yeah.
That's the goal of managing now, as they are in the hot seat, thanks to McDavid, new contract, and giving them the leeway to do stuff and make sure that happens. You want to talk about Toronto Maple Leafs a little bit?
Yeah, no, I think I already did. You know what? Well, they're building the team that is fighting against Florida Panthers. They made the trade for Marner to go elsewhere, which was, in my opinion, it's going to be a good idea. It's going to be a good route to take. People were worried about them having enough depth. I really do think that when you remove one of the top people, it doesn't necessarily remove that amount of points. But I really just think it distributes that over the rest of the team. And the rest of the team can even then sharpen their skills a little bit, because it makes everybody else better. Yeah. And when you make everybody else a little bit sharper, it just adds depth to your team.
Yeah.
Right? Like when those 100 points get distributed over, let's say, 6 or 7 different players, every one of those players is going to get better, and they're going to score even more. So that 100 points could very well easily turn into 120, 130 points. Yeah. Not only that, but you start to play in a different style where you might be a little bit more heavy hitting, and you got some heavier guys on the team, and you got guys that protect your goalie. Maybe have a little more fighters in you. Yeah. So I think that they're with Berube, he's doing the right things. It's very exciting to see. We're gonna see how it all pans out. I think they're just sitting back waiting, and the interesting thing is, it seems like everybody's trying to build a team that can take down a team like Florida, and the ex Tampa Bay, because they played similarly. Yeah. So I mean, when you try and build a team that take down the Winnipeg Jets, that's an easy one. Just shoot the puck at the net. When you're trying to take down a team like Florida, it gets pretty dicey. Now, my only thing is in the West. Edmonton Oilers, it's not like they got a lucky break last year. They went through some teams in 5 games, and I think that one of the teams, though, that they would have had a very hard time with was Colorado Avalanche, and they're looking like a pretty sharp team this year as well. Now, they obviously lost last year to Dallas.
They lost to Dallas last year,
which was pretty interesting to see.
Nico Ratman scored 4 goals at the end.
Yeah, and that's why it's like, Yeah. But Colorado is still looking. So I really do think that Edmonton this year in the playoffs is going to have the hardest time with the Colorado Avalanche if they can actually face up. Yeah. But part of it, there's no easy journey to the cup, and I'm very excited to see how this season's going to go. With all the players and changes that's being made. It's good to see Florida get out there and win the game again. A lot of blood between Florida Panthers and Tampa Bay. You love to see
preseason.
Yeah. And then that goes with even Edmonton playing Calgary, and they were winning 3-0, and then they ended up coming back and losing the game. So lots of stuff that's going to be happening.
Another goaltending issue.
Yep.
That was a mistake by Stuart Skinner, which he's not even going to think about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, you can't.
We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what happens there.
Vancouver's doing good things too, though. We can't leave them out.
Yes. Vancouver plays their first game Thursday night against Calgary Flames. Yeah. So, we'll see what happens there. They got some new additions. JT Miller's no longer there. See if Elias Pettersson actually comes alive again like he used to be. But those are all questions that will get answered
pretty instantly.
Yes, after they start playing again. They also we'll see how that core shakes out with Quinn Hughes' contract coming up in about a year or 2 years. Sorry, with him, all the discussions of him and his brothers playing together somewhere. So we'll see what I think. A lot of Quinn Hughes' answers will be figured out by how these last 2 years go, and if they don't go well at all, I think Quinn Hughes is also going to be gone. Yeah, I think it's going to be very, very hard to sign him to another new contract, right?
Yeah.
If things don't go well and if things don't get fixed in Vancouver, it's going to be tough to keep him there, especially when he would have an opportunity to play. One quick note with the McDavid contract, this contract lines up perfectly for when Austin Matthews' contract in Toronto also ends.
Oh, there we go.
Exact same time. So, if he doesn't win a cup, or maybe even if he does, Austin Matthews and Connor McDavid going to sign somewhere together?
That would be something, eh?
They used to play together in college.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That
Colorado.
Colorado,
My
maybe go
answer
to
for
Utah.
everything these days. Utah, yeah, right.
Yeah, or maybe the Coyotes will be back and back to Arizona playing together.
You gotta think this has to be a place they want to live. I'm just kidding.
They're gonna be cold.
Vancouver. No.
Nobody wants to live there. Not with the drama. Fans burning
Not
down
with
the city.
the tents.
The tents.
The tents.
Yeah. But that is all the time we have for today. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.